What's up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. We're here to unveil the hard truth about the Zeke Elliott situation. So there were a lot of questions because pregame, all of a sudden, Rico came down with an illness, right? We know that there has been some rumblings about the running back room, about carries, about who the lead dog is, about by committee. We know that Mike McCarthy had a press conference speaking on it, how it wasn't ideal in the beginning, but now, it's been talked about and this is what's best for the team. I'm going to say garbage, right? I think that this team needs to figure out a formula and figure it out now because right now, what you have is you have a bunch of chaos. You have a bunch of guys in the room that deserve to know exactly what their role is. You don't want it to go into, okay, next week is Dalvin's week. Here you go, Dalvin. We just gonna give it to you, and we just gonna give you the carries, and then Zeke is inactive and Rico is active and all this stuff, this musical chair stuff. Here's the thing, guy. Here's the thing, guys and gals. When you're trying to build a running game, when you're trying to build continuity, the thing about continuity is you need stability. Stability is probably the first thing you have to do in order to build continuity. By stability, it means you create an environment where everybody is comfortable. You know everybody's strengths, you know everybody's weaknesses, and you tweak things to make it so that everybody is on the same page. And that's what's not happening in this running room. But what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the film of the San Fran game. We're going to watch how Zeke Elliott, some of the things that he did was effective, how some of the things were ineffective. But most importantly, we're going to watch how when he does become effective, Mike McCarthy decides not to give him the football. So let's get into the film. So what I liked about this play is that for one, Zeke's under center, but they're going to create a fake flow as it's going to look like duo, but it's a designed cutback. So I'm going to show you from the TD angle. See, typically they hadn't been getting in the second level with duo. This is how I know this isn't duo, and they wanted to create the fake flow to make the linebackers believe so. That way they create that lane. So these are the type of runs that we need to be able to do, get into the second level. But here we go. We're going to do a toss, but it's going to be duo blocking. I don't understand this team's infatuation with duo. The reason I don't like duo is that our linemen are best when they're able to get to the second level, get downhill, and we're not able to secure these doubles and get the drive good enough. Like, it doesn't suit our line. So you can see our line pretty much get their ass kicked. Tyler gets his ass kicked. Whole left side get their ass kicked. And I'm glad he got back to the line. This right here is a draw. I think Dak saw the alignment and checked to it, similar to how he did in the Browns game. You see that? Look at that big gap right there. And again, wasn't blocked up great, but Zeke was able to find his way through like he normally does with those trash cans. Again, similar, delay. And look at the balance there. Now, that's one thing that I do say he's lost a step on is his balance. But these last couple of runs, I think that he's shown pretty good balance. It's just the consistency of showing that balance. Now, this play right here is going to allow Steele to get downhill. It's almost like a wham block where Zach Martin is going to have the kick out and Steele is going to loop under. These are the type of things that we need to be able to do. This is more gap scheme stuff that I've been talking about to help this run game be a little bit more effective. So you're going to see Tolbert go in motion. And look, this is the diagram of the play right here. Now, the only thing is, I'm not used to seeing Zeke even coming downhill and getting stood up in the hole, but that's still a good game. That's just me being nitpicky. And this is why you effing brought him here, bro. We inside the 5, feed Zeke. We got 6, bro. I mean, it's just that simple. Against Pittsburgh, there should have been no other option. There should be no other option moving forward when we get inside the 5. Dallas is going to go right back to the well where they have that little backside wham for Steele to get downhill. And, they motion to it. And look at this, falling forward, downhill. That's what the run game for Dallas needs to be. I'm going to say it again. That's what the run game needs to be with Zeke Elliott in there. I'm not mad at the call here, but it was just poor execution up front. I think this was supposed to be an inside trap here, and I think that Zach Martin just gets, confused. I think that this is what we talk about with the confusion and the communication up front, because I don't think he should have taken that guy going downhill. And then again, we are inside the 5. We get to the 5 and we get stuffed here. So if Zach Martin getting destroyed again, you know what I'm saying? So, and then this last one is going to be considered a run, but it's really just a check down to the outside, But I mean, this is what we have as far as runs for Zeke Elliott. And I think that we could all agree that him getting downhill, the lineman getting downhill, was most effective in this game. So I showed you every documented carry out of that San Francisco game, and it looked almost identical to what the Cleveland Browns game looked like, which was another game where I felt like we were most effective in the run game. The other game that we were most effective was the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the thing that we have in common out of those 3 games is that we allowed our linemen at certain times to get downhill. Now, I'm a person that has been analyzing the run game from the off season all the way until now. And I'm here to tell you that the games that we don't run the ball very well, we're not getting downhill. We're relying on the duo scheme. And I think that that's the mistake that Mike McCarthy and Solari are making right now. I also think that the rotation of the backs. Now, in 2 of those 3 games, which is Cleveland and this last one with San Francisco, Zeke Elliott, he got 10 carries in both of them, but I think that the type of runs is the issue. That's what I'm going to say. I don't think that we do the strengths for him. And I think that with Rico, we kind of found out how to make him successful, but Rico doesn't have the toughness that Zeke has. Now, this team lacks toughness. We lack toughness. We lack bar fight mentality. And Zeke Elliott has that. This line has that. To be honest with you, Terrence Steele has that. And we've seen it in a couple of clips. We've seen it his whole career when they allow Terrence Steele to do the things that he's very, very good at. So right now there's an impasse in the run game with the personnel. And Mike McCarthy told you that in that tweet that I showed you where Clarence quoted him. The impasse is, I think the front office wants more Zeke. I think Mike McCarthy wants more Rico. And we got a little wrinkle in there because, in my opinion, I thought Dalvin Cook showed some explosiveness. So this is something that they've created. So what you got to do is you gotta get stable. You have to create stability. And I think that the stability that you have is you got to lead with Zeke Elliott. You got to lead with your bar fight because we don't have enough toughness on this team. And in order to get out of the hole that we're in, guess what? These teams that we're going to play against are going to be tough teams. It's going to be physical teams. Now you allow Zeke Elliott to be the hammer. You allow Rico and Dalvin to come in, change the speed. And I think that that's how you handle it. You're downhill. You're a little bit more under center because it allows Dak to, be a threat in the play action game, which he had been in that game. It allows, Ferg to get maybe in the screen game a little bit in the tight end or, get in the flats or get up the seam. I think that how to skin the cat is the issue for Mike McCarthy and Mike Solari. And I'm going to throw Shotty in there too. You guys got to figure out this run game. But I think that it's staring you right in the face. And I think Mike McCarthy doesn't want to admit that those guys upstairs are right in this situation where I'm agreeing with the Joneses for once. I think that he doesn't want them to be right here. And I mean, bro, you're 3-4. You ain't in a position to play the political game if your team isn't winning. Your team has to win. Your team has to produce. So you go with what helps your team the most. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Just wanted to provide y'all this today, for something for you guys to chew on. Football wise, X's and O's. No real drama. And let me know what y'all think, man. Appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.
Turn the pressure up. I don't quit. I don't fold under pressure. I'm the best. And I know I'm the best. And you know I'm the best.